It's time for Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Now let's have some fun. Here is your host, Johnny Radio.
Yo. Welcome into a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy, Johnny Radio. It's a Monday, and it's a Final Four all set up Monday for you. Alabama, holy moly. Man, we had some good games this weekend. We had some ugly games this weekend. I'm going to tell you, we're going to break it down. The Final Four is set Alabama and UConn. The line is big, but it should be. If you've been watching UConn, they've been destroying people, absolutely smashing people. It's not even funny how good they are right now. So big tip of the cap to UConn, the defending champs. But Alabama, if there's any team out there that could actually beat somebody like them, it's got to be Alabama. For one reason, that could beat UConn. They hit threes. If they go crazy from three, you run into somebody that's hot one night, it could happen. Maybe those guards can get the UConn guards out of pace or whatever. But, man, we are breaking down the Final Four. On the other side, I'm excited to see Big DJ Burns and Zach Edey. Zach Edey is just huge. Zach Edey has been awesome. I feel you, Tennessee fans. Every time Zach Edey touched the ball, they call it a terrible foul. I know he's hard to officiate, but damn, bro. How many free throws can you take in one game? It was a free throw contest. But we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the matchups, so much more, because we have Jake Crane today from Crane & Company on at 11:10. So in about 5 minutes, we're going to talk a lot about what we saw in the Final Four. We're also going to talk a little bit with some Terry Davis, TD. When I get TD on there, we're going to have to talk a little bit of baseball. There's a lot we've learned from opening weekend. I will tell you, I'm very surprised that the Yankees went down and swept the Houston Astros. I mean, I'm not just surprised, I'm shocked, to be honest with you. That was very, very impressive. So we're going to break down a little baseball. The Final Four is set. And then I got to ask all you people at the Sissy's Log Cabin listener and text line, are you going to watch women's hoops tonight? They think, not just they, but like the experts, but me too, I agree with them. They believe tonight's matchup between LSU and Iowa, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese. You remember last year in the Final Four in the championship game when it was all said and done. Caitlin Clark was doing the John Cena. Is that the wrestler that does the no face? Angel Reese at the end of the game was doing the no face back to Caitlin Clark and pointing to her ring finger. After the game, everybody was talking about was that unsportsmanlike? Was blah, blah, stupid stuff. No, man, these two teams are going to get at it. You got two heavy-duty competitors in Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. You got Kim Mulkey's crazy self on the other side. It's going to be awesome. I'm just curious, do I get castrated by Chas and tell her that I'm watching basketball again tonight, or I do what she wants to do?
Well, no basketball tomorrow night unless you want to watch the NIT. So maybe you can swindle it that way.
Finagle one more day.
Iowa and LSU tonight, but tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, no basketball. Friday even, no basketball. I mean, no basketball the rest of the week.
Put me on a baseball restriction then.
Well, I mean, long season, John. Long season.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good point. But I'm kind of curious. Are you interested in the LSU Iowa game? I'm interested. I don't know if I can put how I've been betting women's basketball.
Sure.
I haven't bet a women's basketball game since the start of the tournament because I'm too laser focused on what's going on in the men's tournament.
Also, they can't get their three-point lines.
They can't even get that. How did that? Wait,
maybe a good thing not to.
How's that happen?
I have no. And it was just caught that game. They had played 5 games on it or 4 games on it prior.
If you haven't heard, was it out in Portland?
Portland, that's right.
The women's tournament out in Portland. The women's Final Four is rocking. The tournament's going on, and they've been playing in Portland, and somehow one side of the 3-point line was how many inches off?
I don't remember. I think it was like 3 inches off. It was something like that. I mean, it was pretty drastic.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. You ask those ladies, 3 inches means a lot.
Well, and I saw on SportsCenter. I don't know exactly. I could find it. But I saw last night on SportsCenter. I had to take a screenshot or a photo of it so that I could remember it. 3-point shooting by side of court, NCAA tournament games at Moda Center, 5 games played in Portland. On the short line, on the standard line, the correct line, they shot overall 33% in all games. All the players shot 33% from that line. The short line, only 29%. So, I mean, that's a pretty big difference.
And tell me 3 inches don't matter.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Melinda, hope you're listening.
LSU, Iowa tonight.
Wait, no. It's the motion of the ocean, John.
No. It takes both.
Dang it.
Yep. You gotta have good motion and never mind.
Then Melinda, don't listen.
LSU and Iowa though tonight. Iowa's a 1.5 point favorite. So if you are gonna bet that, you can. I kind of want to bet it just so I can bet for Iowa.
Just so you can say you bet.
And also, well, just because you know what's gonna happen. I know I'm gonna end up placing a bet if I watch it. Sadly.
Or you're not going to place a bet, and then at the end of the game, you're going to be like, dang it,
so
I
mad.
knew that was going to happen. I should have bet on it.
I just feel like this LSU team doesn't have much depth, but then I also look at Iowa and don't feel like they have nearly as much talent in the starting 5 outside of Caitlin Clark, the scoring princess. But she does get like 15 assists and stuff in games and stuff. I mean, she's crazy. Then you have UConn and USC. What is it? Paige Bucher and Juju, what's her little name?
Watkins.
Juju Watkins. She's the one that gave the Joel Embiid the Juju in that great commercial with his hair. Choices. Now, women's. We just talked a little bit about the women's tournament. Now I'm excited, though, because Jake Crane from Crane & Company is about to join us. We're going to talk about what we saw in the men's tournament this weekend, what we're going to see coming up next weekend. Is Zach Edey going to be a pro, and so much more. But it's time to bring in the man, the myth, the living legend, Jake Crane. What's up, homie?
What's up, brother? How's it going?
Man, it's great, dude. Great Monday for me, just like your brother Blaine. I've been rocking and firing on Alabama. Luckily, I had NC State, so it was a hell of a weekend. I can tell you that much.
God, you love to see it. It's kind of a little crazy down here at the end, but look, Final Four, man. I don't know if anybody can beat UConn.
That's where I was going to start right there. Is there anybody that can beat UConn? I know Alabama, if they're hitting their threes, if they're exceptional, if they can get their guards out and change the pace, they could get hot. And if you're hot, you can beat anybody. But do you believe that Purdue and UConn are basically destined to meet each other in the championship?
Well, obviously with the way UConn's not only playing right now, but the way they've been playing in the last 2 NCAA tournaments and their ability to not play down to their competition or really just to play the way they're always going to play, which I think is one of the most underrated strengths about UConn. I mean, you got to feel a lot better, about the chances of NC State beating Purdue just because UConn's not in there, are not in that game. The question becomes, and we talked about this on Crane & Company today, is that with the way DJ Burns is built, he's not 7 feet tall. He's about 7 foot wide, but he's 6'9", so he's not going to be as tall as Zach Edey. But I don't think Zach Edey is going to be able to push him and back him down the way he was Adu from Tennessee and these kind of other taller guys, but not as girthy guys. So I actually think NC State could. I like NC State to cover that 9.5. That's for sure, but. If there's a person that could give Edey problems, and if the game's officiated in a little bit of a different way than it was in the Purdue Tennessee game, I wouldn't be shocked to see NC State there.
When you talk about NC State, do you think because Braden Smith, Ziegler, 2 little bitty guards who went at it, very very impressive. NC State, those guards like Horn and them, they feel like they got a little bit of dog in them. Do you think that they could overwhelm the athleticism? Because Purdue can shoot the ball from 3-point line, and they pound it into Zeddy. But like you said, Burns is not going to be – he's an immovable object. He's a huge human being. In fact, he is, I believe somebody said – how much? Do you know how much he weighs, by the way, Dacus?
I think it's like 355.
355. Yeah, dude, that's a big body to move around. Do you think that the Wolfpack and their guards could basically maybe possibly take over their game with this athleticism? Because they kind of, I felt like, overwhelmed Duke yesterday.
Well, I feel like you got to kind of run if you're going to do that. The question becomes, is DJ Burns able to keep Zach Edey from backing him down and getting underneath the basket and having to make you draw, double Zach Edey in the post which makes it a lot easier and gives you a lot more open looks from three. Not only that, but it creates driving lanes for those Purdue guards. So if we're going to look at it, you got to take it by what side of the ball are you on. Now, offensively, if you're NC State, the biggest problem hasn't been the guys being able to get around the Purdue guards. It's when they get into the paint on these drives. I mean, you have Godzilla sitting right down there below. So can you find another way to attack, or you got to be able to hit open shots? I don't think Purdue shot the ball very well, from the outside. I think outside of Dalton Connect, nobody shot the ball well for Tennessee. But when you look at NC State, if DJ Burns, and I think about it more on the defensive side, if he's able to just, get beat sometimes by Edey, but not get pushed around, Edey's going to get his. It's not letting the other guys get theirs.
When we look at this NC State team and, what they did in week number one, the first week of the tournament, you're kind of like, beating Texas Tech and Oakland is one thing. This weekend, though, dropping Marquette in game one, holding them to 58 freaking points, I was like, damn. And then come back to do it 2 days later to Duke and hold them to 64. This defense has been suffocating. How low of a score? Is this game got to go under for NC State to win?
See, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think it's that black and white. Again, you've got to get to the point, like we've talked about since we got on this tournament, where you have to understand, like Zach Edey is going to do some things. It's not, you can't let Zach Edey go off for 40. I'll give you that. That's going to make it tough. But if you just let Zach Edey do his thing, and you take everybody else away, and make Purdue have to be somewhat multi-pronged, I don't think I think the under would naturally hit, but I don't think that's necessarily the best path for NC State. I think they can win different types of games. It's just, are the guys around Zach Edey? It's like Dalton Connect for Tennessee. Yeah, Dalton Connect dropped 37, but nobody else did anything. Mm-hmm. That's what makes UConn so scary, is that they don't have to have a guy go off for 37 points, or they don't have to have a guy, have some immaculate game to be able to beat you by 30. Just everybody plays well and everybody's good.
Now with Purdue and what we saw with Tennessee yesterday, and you already talked about it, nobody showed up outside of Connect for Tennessee. Kind of sad situation, foul trouble the whole game. I'm kind of curious, though, with what you saw against Tennessee. Do you believe that was did they poorly officiate that game with Zach Edey? I know he's difficult to, when you're a ref, but damn, I went through and looked at all the damn fouls they called him and as many free throws as he shot. And I'm not saying that, half of them weren't, more than half weren't fouls, but damn, every time he just got breathed on, it felt like they were blowing the whistle.
Yeah, well, what it felt like to me was, and that Zach Edey was getting fouls called, against Tennessee on him, but there were some things that not just Zach Edey, but Purdue was doing in general against Tennessee that I thought there should have been some fouls called on. My whole thing is, look, if you're going to call it close, call it close. If you're gonna let them just play, then let them play. Just be consistent on both sides. If it's a ball to them, then it's a ball to us. I don't think, not that was, the only reason that Purdue was able to win, but I did think that Edey was getting the benefit of the doubt, even when they were fouls, that weren't getting called against Tennessee. So I don't think it was. I think this whole tournament's been poorly officiated, to be honest.
I agree with you, but Zach Edey was absolutely nasty, having a 40-point game yesterday. The dude has, dropped 40, 27, 23, 30 in the tournament, just absolutely smoking people. If Zach Edey and Purdue do get past NC State, I'm leaning NC State to at least cover. I think it's going to be a good game. But do you think that would be the best matchup for a national championship, seeing Klingon and Edey and Braden Smith and Tristan? Would that be the best championship game?
I mean, I think the best one would be whatever team. You can't beat UConn with just one guy, but if there was ever one guy that could beat UConn, it's Zach Edey. If we're gonna be honest, I just think it's the team aspect that can beat UConn. That's it. Because I watched Northwestern not miss a shot for a half and still get dropped by 27. I just feel like you got to be more than a one-trick pony. Now, could Zach Edey go in there and just Godzilla, what Godzilla did to Japan, just if they're officiating it like that, could they get away with it? I think so. But, man, I feel like you got to beat UConn. The only way you beat UConn is if everybody, including your superstar, plays well.
UConn, by the way, again, number one offense they played on Saturday. That was Illinois. You got Terrence Shannon. This team's been scoring. They went up against the great defense in Iowa State, the number one overall defense in the country, according to Ken Pom. And UConn just handled them. Like, I've never seen. Illinois couldn't do a damn thing. That was so impressive. I just wish I would have jumped on UConn when I was getting plus money to win the Final Four.
Yeah, I thought maybe Terrence Shannon and DeMaz and the way Danger was playing, it could have kept Illinois in the game, and they did for a half. But I mean, dude, UConn went on a 30-0 run.
How does that happen?
I don't think I've ever seen that at a high school game. Like the fact that you're able to do that to the 2 seed or to the 3 seed, you're doing that to the 3 seed. It's just Terrence Shannon. He was just locked up in Azkaban the whole night. UConn decided, hey, we're just going to go ahead and run away with this bad boy, and that's what they did. They're just like, hey, let's see how good we can play every night.
Yeah, that was one of the craziest. I mean, every time I watch UConn, after every game, I keep coming back to myself and saying, man, there's just nobody. They got Klingon down low. They stopped the number one offense in the country. I mean, they just do everything so well. I just don't know who the hell is going to stop them.
Well, it's like I said, they're the Costco of college basketball game. They got a lot of it, and they got it in bulk.
Man, they do. It is the Costco of college basketball, and they're doing a damn good job. All right, now, got to ask you a little bit about Tennessee real quick. Rick Barnes, this was probably his best chance. Do you think this is you think it's about time? I mean, do you think he's got to be thinking to himself that maybe he's hanging up soon? Was that the best chance he had to get to the Final Four and win it?
Man, I don't know. He's never been this hot before. I mean, do you hang it up when you're on a heater? I mean, it took Rick Barnes forever, it feels like, to get to the Elite Eight, and Tennessee to get past the Sweet 16 with him. And, now that he's finally got there, is he ready to see the changing of the guard like we saw with Roy Williams at North Carolina or Coach K or some of these, Jim Boeheim at Syracuse? I just think Rick Barnes has done a good job adapting to the new style of play. I don't see any reason for him to shut it down right now unless he's just sick of it.
Oh man, Tennessee fans are very disappointed. That was a little bit tough for them. I was hanging out with a few of them the other night, and they're thoroughly disappointed. But Alabama fans are going absolutely bananas. How in the hell was Nate Oates really a high school coach 11 years ago and a math teacher and selling Capri Suns and all that stuff outside of his office? Like, is this a real story?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's like one of those, it's like one of those Disney movies. I keep thinking he's the guy from Glory Road, but, they actually kind of look alike when you look at him. But here's the thing. I think Nate Oates does a really good job. And look, I thought he was very transparent in press conferences where he's talking about the lack of defensive will by his team. I think he shoots them straight. It's a fun style of ball, but he's able to go out and get guards, it seems, that are built for the moment, right? That's, and I know, you look at Herb Jones and some of these other guys, but you go back and look at Petty and look at Shackelford and look at some of the guys that he's had before this, and I think they've had better teams, but he's able to tap in to be able to get the most out of guys in the biggest moments, and that's been the difference with Nate Oates. It's a combination of things, but I think he's able to reach in there and get the best out of his guys in the biggest moments. And that's the best quality I think you can have as a coach.
We got a little women's action tonight. Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, LSU, Iowa State. I mean, Iowa. Are you going to be watching the women's tournament tonight?
I will, man. I got a little money sprinkled on it.
Which side did you go? Did you go with Caitlin Clark or the LSU and Kim Mulkey's?
No, I'm going LSU. I'm going LSU. Embrace the darkness. I look. I think Caitlin Clark will do her normal thing. The difference is, Angel Reese and this LSU team, I just think it's deeper. That's the reason Iowa hasn't won one yet. I don't, and they haven't been able to beat a 1 seed. Now I know they've been a 1 seed, but at the end of the day, I like LSU to win, and I like USC and Juju Watkins to beat UConn.
Both dogs you're taking tonight, getting LSU plus 1.5 and USC plus the 3.5. Last but not least, Rashee Rice, man. I'm sure you saw the video. What was up with that?
Bro, how dumb do you got to be, man?
I don't know.
Like, is being rich in the NFL not enough? You know nobody should really do street racing, but you know the only people who should do street racing? Probably street racers, man. Like, who are your friends? Like, who are your buddies? They're like, hey, Rasheed, you worked your whole life to get here. It's a great opportunity. Hey, let's go street race with Mike Winchell in Tokyo Drift. Like, it's just the dumbest thing ever.
It was the dumbest thing ever. And then also just, the way they left the scene of the accident, it kind of just makes you have to what's the first thing that came to your mind? If they left the scene of the accident, could there have been drinking involved or drugs?
Yeah, the first thing in my mind was why? Well, why? Like, who does this impress? Like, racing on the street? It's just, I don't know, man. There's just something really dumb about that to me.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree. Now, do me a big favor. Tell everybody where they can find you again. I watch you on YouTube in my house. I love watching both of you, like all y'all together, and just going back and forth. I think it's the best show going. If you get tired of some of the sports shows in the morning, you start at 6 a.m.?
Yeah, man. Look, we're live at 6:30 a.m. Central. You better hop out to bed like you're possessed. But if you can't catch us live, it stays on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that stuff. It's Crain & Company, CRAIN and Company, talking everything. And we have a good time.
I think that's my favorite part of it because I don't get up till 8, so I put you on about 8:15 and watch you before I come in.
Yeah.
And it just
yeah. Look,
you can
really
watch it
good
when you want, man. That's the cool thing about it. So,
on demand, for the people, by the people, baby.
Jake, man, be blessed. Do me a favor and enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll do it again next Monday.
All right, buddy. See you.
That is Jake Crain from Crain & Company. We're going to take a quick time out here on Two Shakes. We got Terry Davis on the other side. We're going to talk a little basketball. We're going to talk a little bit about some Major League Baseball, him being a big baseball fan. And Brian Dacus, by the way, hello. How are you today?
Good morning.
Did you enjoy the hoops from this weekend?
I did.
Did you win any money?
I did.
Did you do really, really well?
I did okay. Between basketball, baseball, and the UFL, week 1 of the UFL. Yeah, we had an all right weekend.
Just one quick thing about the UFL. Why in the hell?
Showboats 1-0.
Why would you open up your season in one of the busiest weekends in all of sports?
Good question.
You have the Sweet 16 and Elite 8.
That's right.
Major League Baseball's opening freaking week.
That's right.
Don't we have the Masters this weekend?
No.
Next weekend?
Next weekend.
Next week.
Not
I know it's
coming
coming
up
up.
weekend.
I'm just saying.
The
They do have some
following
golf
weekend.
going on, don't they?
Oh, yeah, there's golf tournaments going on.
Like people who like golf are paying attention?
Maybe.
No. But
A lot of people, I think it's like Christmas Day for basketball
golf
fans.
officially hadn't really started
Right. So
until
it's like
the
you know how like
Masters.
NBA fans watch it like opening day and then on, but like basketball fans or just sports fans don't pay attention to the NBA till like Christmas Day. It's kind of how golf is real golf fans are watching all year long, but it's not till the Masters when everyone's really like, okay, golf started.
And we haven't even mentioned, the NBA actually right now means
Right,
something.
yeah.
So
Only like
you got the NBA, Major League
Single-digit
Baseball.
games left.
You got the Final Four, the Sweet 16 and
That's
Elite
right.
8, people getting set. Oh, and let's not forget, there's that hockey thing that goes on, the little skaters.
Yeah.
Like, that's happening, right?
Yeah, actually, college hockey they're in their tournament right now. So
Damn.
that was going on like ESPN2, ESPNU over the weekend.
Like, I just feel like that is, I don't know, man. Call me crazy.
I did watch all 4 UFL games. So
Did you really?
I did.
Were
yeah.
all of them, like, did none of them coincide with the tournament?
No. So on Saturday, all the basketball games were at night. The UFL games were during the day. So I went to the Redbirds game on Saturday, had the UFL game going on my phone while I was sitting there
nice.
watching. Because it was also like before, I think most of the MLB games didn't start till like 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock that evening. So I was watching UFL at the Redbirds game. Redbirds won, by the way.
Yeah, by the way, Saturday was a great day. If you
It
took
was
the
a
Braves.
beautiful day, too, yeah. Oh, yeah, Braves.
Man, they
and then
smoked the
yesterday,
Phillies.
oh, man, they fell apart late.
Phillies
Wow.
took care of the business yesterday. They
Sure
had to get back. But we're going to talk all kinds of sports. And Terry Davis, he's next. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Simple, smooth, and every sip as easy as the last. Tito's handmade vodka tastes just as good with tap water as it does with your favorite mixer. Back in the day, Tito distilled, hand-bottled, taste-tested, sent to a few friends, then taste-tested again to give you the finest juice around. No frills, no flavors, no fancy labels, just the good stuff. Just Tito's. For recipes, videos, and more, visit Tito'sVodka.com. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas, 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Replace your worn-out brakes and save now on Brake Best Select. Brake Best Select Pro are import direct brake pads and rotors only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
All the wisdom of the universe is in these bones.
Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy, Johnny Radio. Happy Monday, everybody. We got the Final Four set. By the way, Zach Edey's still in the damn lane. Man, that dude was in there. That dude camped out. Did you know he put up a 10 in the lane?
Did he?
Bro, he was in there like 10 seconds every damn time he went down the court. You have to admit, come on now. If you want to, if you can't, you don't always have to bitch about the fouls. You don't. Like, you can say, okay, yeah, if that's how they're going to call it, should have called it the other way as well. But he camped in the lane. Isn't there 3 seconds? Did they not? I mean, I've seen it called once so far in the tournament.
Yeah, I certainly haven't seen it called very often now.
But Edey, how can you miss him?
He's giant.
He was standing
He's literally
in the lane.
7'4", 300 pounds.
My man Paul texted in. He said they don't need to be bitching about fouls. What they need to be complaining about is the 3 seconds. I saw a piece of footage that showed him in the paint for 10 whole seconds.
Wow.
My man Matt came in about the same thing. Everybody that's a Vols fan out there, I get it, bro. Can't let that dude just camp out in the lane. 3 seconds. See what our good buddy Terry Davis thinks. How are you doing, T?
Man, what is up, man? But those was two good games that Tennessee played this weekend, man.
Was
a lot of
Detroit
people
Rock
don't think-
City
but that was a good game.
first and foremost, this is Terry Davis, the great Terry Davis. Follow him at Terry D515. Read his work at the Tri-State Defender, the new Tri-State Defender. And also, you were in Detroit, man. How was Detroit?
Yup.
How was it?
Man, it was great, man. Hanging out with a lot of Tennessee fans. They were partying, spending money. They came out to win, Friday, and everything's all good. And then, Dalton Connect, he went off, but he's the only one that showed up.
Yeah, it is true. He is the only one that showed up. You heard me when I started the segment because I knew you were in Detroit. I knew you were around a lot of Tennessee fans. I'm kind of curious. Was it the same thing that I was basically saying? Were they freaking out how long Zach Edey was basically just standing in the paint?
Yeah, because, I was sitting right behind the Tennessee bench, and they were saying that the whole game. Even Rick Barnes was saying it, because I was sitting like 6 feet from Rick Barnes. They were saying he's camping out in the lane all day long to the refs, but yet they never called it.
Man, that to me was a little bit strange. And again, I'm not taking anything away from Purdue. Purdue's a great team. They've only lost 4 games this year, 33-4. They're going to the Final Four. Zach Edey had 40 points. He was good. I mean, Tennessee, if anybody else shows up, May Shack, he was fouled out of the game, didn't do anything, couldn't hit anything. I don't even know if Adu took a shot yesterday. He was also in foul trouble. They were, Awaka, like nobody. I don't know if anybody that was a forward, a guard, a forward or a center, like even put the ball in the hole yesterday.
Yeah, and that's what happened. Is I think when Dalton just got going, I think what happened is a lot of those other guys just stood around and watched Dalton and said, "Okay, Dalton, you do it," and they didn't provide him any help.
Yeah, and poor Ziegler, he was 1 for 8 from downtown, kept shooting him 3 for 12 for the game. I love Ziegler, great. Defensive Player of the Year. Dude's 5'8", 5'9", SEC. Didn't even lead the league in the SEC in steals yet. Still was the Defensive Player of the Year. Great little kid, just poor kid yesterday, just couldn't hit a shot. And then the free throws, man.
Wow. Man, yeah, because Purdue shot...
33 free throws to 11.
33 free throws to 11. And they had 47 rebounds to their 26 rebounds. And that was the difference in the game because every loose ball, it seemed like Purdue was getting.
Yeah. 13 offensive rebounds that are putbacks by Edey is, kind of big. But also Edey, again, my man shot 22 free throws.
Yeah.
He
shot more
ridiculous.
than double than the Tennessee team shot. Tennessee only shot 11.
Do you think Tennessee fan has a right to be upset today?
Of course not. Because if you watch Purdue play, they allowed them to play that way all season long. Purdue, you might get in the 1-on-1 for Purdue because they just don't call fouls for Purdue. They just have they've been called officiated all year long.
I know it's hard to officiate, but damn, dude, that was just a tough watch. I will say, it was great financially though.
I know it was.
Woo! I was sweating that joint.
And I got a lot of good ball fans. I hate to say it though. I was really kind of hoping they break their streak of going to the Final Four. I know some people in Memphis wasn't wanting them to go to the Final Four because if they went to the Final Four, I was going to the Final Four.
Damn, I wish you were going. And again, great year though for Rick Barnes, the Tennessee Vols.
Yeah.
And I do understand Tennessee fans' rage and anger again. The videos that go around where you just see them camping out in the lane. You got a right to complain, but we do have Purdue. They're facing NC State. This is for me. I'm excited about this matchup so much more than the Alabama-UConn game because right now UConn looks invincible. But man, when I look
big man against big man,
yes, DJ Burns,
it's gonna be great, man.
Man, dude's 350 pounds. Zach Edey's 7'4", 300 pounds. He's 6'9", 350.
Yeah,
that's gonna. And plus, he's twinkle toes. He's light. He goes left-handed all the time because he's a lefty, and he's just got that soft touch. It's crazy to me a man that big has such a soft touch around there, and he just puts the ball in the damn hole. Do you think he can keep Ziti from just camping out in the paint and getting close and making those little bitty right-handed hooks?
Edey got a nice little soft jumper too.
He does.
Hook shot because it's hard to block him because he's 7'4". Yeah. But the object of the game is gonna still come down to officiating. If DJ Burns or Edey don't get in foul trouble, it's gonna be a great game. But whomever get in foul trouble, the other team's gonna have advantage.
Who do you think? The way the NC State played defense against Marquette and Duke really gives me belief that they can actually pull this off. Duke and Marquette, totally two different teams from the way Purdue plays. But, this team is on a heater. On a heater. Went and won the ACC tournament. They hadn't lost. They've been on a run all the way now, find themselves from an 11 seed in the Final Four. This is a crazy run, but it's not like by an accident. Again, they went through Marquette. And yesterday they went through Duke, and in the second half, they just suffocated Duke. I love these guards. I think they could really pester Purdue. The guards, Braden Smith, he's little. He's very talented. But the other guards around, not the best ball handlers, can shoot the three. NC State Wolfpack, I think, could give this team a hell of a run for their money. I like the points early.
But you know what, man? One thing I've noticed by Purdue, on offense, they got one objective. We're going to dump the ball into Edey. We're going to dump the ball into Edey, and we're going to dump the ball into Edey. And then when everybody drop down, those guys go hit that mid-range to a three-pointer. And, this team is a whole lot better than the team that lost last year. Because I was at the game last year when they lost to Fairleigh Dickinson up in Columbus. And this team is so much better. They can actually shoot the ball, and which makes it hard for you to really,
if Burns can, if they don't have to double Edey and Burns can play him straight up, It'll be hard for him to pass it out to wide open 3-pointers, and that's where Purdue breads their butter. You dump it into Edey, he either turns around and throws it off the glass, or just kind of like swishes it in, or gets fouled, or he kicks it out to a wide open 3.
But you think one-on-one Burns can compete with Edey one-on-one?
If he doesn't let him get position, it's not like Edey's going to be able to back that big boy down. Again, you got to think of leverage. 7'4", 6'9", 350 pounds, 300 pounds. DJ Burns' big old butt ain't going to be Edey can bang him, but I don't see him moving too far back.
Edey,
this guy could play left tackle in the National Football League if he did a little work.
But with Edey, he can shoot over Burns.
That's why I'm saying he's got to make sure he can't let him get deep position. You got to go out there.
I don't think he has to have deep position. I think he can go 5 feet in and out and still make that same little hook shot. Because his touch is just that good.
Well, it's
going to be a good game.
It's going to be an interesting game. Yeah. I like Horn, man. That dude's got ice water running through his veins.
Yeah, it's going to be. You know what, man? And it's sad that like a lot of people don't watch college basketball all year, man. But college basketball been good all year long, man. Yeah, and it's a shame that people only look at it for the last 4 weeks of the season.
Well, if everybody knows DJ Horn because, he's the big guy. He's got the big smile. He's hilarious. They had the little piece on him yesterday. It's great. But DJ Burns isn't the only DJ. DJ Horn is flat out, like I said, this dude is a dog. He does not, when that game was tight late, did you see him pull up that 3 right when, Duke go ahead and cuts it to 2? He goes down there and rips a 3 right in everybody's face and is just like, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. This has been a really fun tournament. Even though there's not a bunch of superstars, across the NCAA on the men's side, it's been a really, really fun tournament. It's been a whole lot of fun games. And then, when it came to the Sweet 16, we thought the chalk was going to walk. The chalk didn't walk, man. NC State, Clemson, they did that thing, man. It's been a really good tournament.
It's crazy. Alabama.
And Bama. Yeah, Bama, first time going.
The fact that Nate Oates, did you see this little tidbit that's been going around all day about Nate Oates where he was 11 years ago?
I know exactly where he was 11 years ago.
You knew he was a math teacher, coaching high school in Detroit. Selling flaming hot Cheetos, Capri Suns, and Pop-Tarts out of his office to raise funds for his team, bro. And now this man has taken Alabama to its first Final Four ever. Ever.
Hey, Johnny, we got to get flaming hot out of the high schools, man. That's just not a high school thing, man. But that's a popular thing in high school, flaming hot Cheetos.
Flaming hot Cheetos, I believe Dacus is the one who told me this, that they're actually illegal in other countries because they have so many bad stuff.
No, California is going to ban them from schools because of the chemical ingredients inside them or something.
But they taste so doggone good, though.
Sure do.
All right, on the flip side, though, we talked a little bit about Purdue, NC State. Alabama, again, been talking about Nate Oates. If you get hot, Mark Sears, he's bad to the bone. We saw Grant Nelson get completely off a couple nights ago. Was in a little foul trouble, still played big. But, man, can Alabama do anything to slow UConn down, or is this just a foregone conclusion that they will be playing in the championship game? They're 11.5-point favorite by Vegas.
You know what? One thing they said about, you remember when the ULB team was just running through everybody, they were beating everybody by double digits? The UConn hadn't played a tight game in a long time. So if Alabama can keep it tight lately, how will UConn react to that?
Man, if they keep it tight, I don't know, man. This UConn team just doesn't seem like they blink in keeping it tight. They've been up by 30 points in every game. They were up by 30 against Stetson, Northwestern, San Diego State, and
but pressure bust
Illinois.
Pipes, man.
That's true.
Yeah, pressure bust pipes, man. When you get in a situation that you hadn't been in a long time, sometimes you panic and you do stuff that you don't normally do. So that I do want to see a Purdue UConn series, but if Alabama keep it close late, anything can happen, man. Because you get those nerves going, anything can happen. You start doing stuff, you start forcing stuff, because that's one of the reasons Connecticut is playing so well, because they're playing so free, because they're dominating everybody. They ain't got to think about it. They're just going out and having fun. They ain't got to think. They're just out there reacting. But what's going to happen if they get in the last couple minutes and they have to start to think? Will they overthink?
Oh, it would be crazy seeing Klingon down there against Zach Edey. I think that would be one hell of a matchup.
That's what I'm hoping for. I want Purdue and UConn to battle for the thing because one, I feel sorry for Purdue for what happened last year. A 116, but it's just an accomplishment for them just to get to the Final Four. So that's what I'm looking for. But I think both games will be great this Saturday.
The UConn, the way they dominated Illinois. Illinois was, again, the number one team according to Ken Palm offense. They got Hawkins. Of course, everybody knows Terrence Shannon Jr. They could not do anything. Like, they couldn't do anything. Everybody knows Alabama's offense is really good. They play at a pace that's unbelievably out of control. Even when Alabama was trying to be slowed up, they learned how to play fast in the half court, quick cuts and, things of that nature. I like Alabama. I think they have a chance. They're very, 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 very impressive. But right now, what do you say about after seeing, if you the Illinois team was the number one team? How did they stop them to nothing?
Because they start pressing, because Illinois they're a long ball shooter. They are a lot similar to Alabama. They like to shoot the ball, like to shoot the 3-pointer.
Hawkins couldn't hit a three to save his life.
Right, they couldn't hit the side of a barn on Saturday, and they just kept shooting it up. Instead of going to the rim and try to get a 2, they kept trying to go for 3, and they just got further and further and further behind. Instead of trying to, attack the basket to get a free throw, to slow the game down, to get your legs back under you, they just fell right into the hands of Connecticut, and they just, keep on shooting, because when you have no confidence, your shot's not going down.
Yeah, that's true. Then they didn't have any confidence, and Klingon was nasty as hell as all get out. It was wild. Do you think, since you covered the NBA and college basketball, is Zach Edey, is he going to be a lottery pick?
I don't think he will be a lottery pick, but he needs to go to the right place. And if he winds up going to, the team that I think will reach up for him to get him will probably be San Antonio. I'm not saying they're going to go with him with the first pick, but they might go with him around about 15 or 16 down that area when they don't think him, so that he can match up with Wemby.
So you'd have a 7'4" monster down low who's got slow feet but a soft touch and can shoot free throws, and then you got
rebound,
and you got a freak on the other side in Wemby who can do
everything.
Crazy 3-pointers, dribble, handle the ball, block shots.
And you can't double Wemby and you can't double Zach, so that'll open it up. And the only thing they'd be missing is a nice point guard and a guy who shoot the 3 ball, and that would change the trajectory of that team around.
Golly, that'd be kind of fitting. Nobody's played in the NCAA tournament like Zach Edey since David Robinson back in the day.
Yeah, and that's all he'd be there to rebound, protect the rim, and set screens. That's it. It's not rocket science.
Yeah, it's not rocket science, that's for sure. By the way, did you see the little thing, Zach Edey, 30 points, 15 rebounds? That's what he's averaging in the first 4 games. He's averaging 30 points and 16 and a half rebounds, if we want to put it actually. But in the last 7
You know what? He had his first 40-point game on Sunday. I didn't know that. I thought he had a 40-point game before. His 40-point game was his career high, period.
And he's averaging 30 in the tournament.
That is crazy.
Yeah, that is absolutely crazy. Now, I also got to ask you a little bit about some NBA action, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. So, we're not really worried about the Grizzlies. They played Detroit, by the way.
Tonight, yes.
That's in Detroit. Are you still in Detroit?
No, I came home. My sinus kicked in. I said, no, I got a fever. I need to bring my butt back home.
Oh, man, I hope you feel better.
Oh, I always feel good. I'm just hot.
Yeah, I got you. Well, Grizzlies are doing what they're supposed to do. They're fighting, but they're losing really bad. That's a good thing. But I did want to ask you just basically about, the NBA and the standings and the whole situation with, what's going around. What do you think? I mean, if you watched Denver, they look unstoppable. Jokic is playing out of his mind. But Oklahoma City, does the 1 seed even matter to the Nuggets?
It depends. It depends on who comes out of that play-in, because I'm looking at that 8-9, them play-in games.
Right now, you got the Kings or the Suns or the Lakers or the Warriors.
Exactly. And the Lakers is the only team there that would scare me if I'm in one of those top 3 teams, because you never know what you're going to get with the Lakers, because they play bad against bad teams, but they play great against great teams. And with them, with a 4-game series and LeBron and the way LeBron get the whistle, if I'm Oklahoma City or Minnesota, if I finish first, I'll be dreading getting beat by the Lakers as a 7 seed or 8 seed.
Yeah, that would be painful. But they did take care. Man, Denver took real good care of them, though.
Yeah.
Like, last year. I still don't. Anthony Davis, though, and LeBron, when they go off, they're pretty nasty, aren't they?
Yeah, but of the three teams, Denver's the only one I'm not worried about them playing the Lakers, but it won't be easy. But when it comes to Minnesota and Oklahoma City, if they play in the Lakers in the first round, I think they're going home. Just like they sent Memphis home last year.
All right. I kind of like what you're saying. Do you think the Pelicans, are they a threat?
No, they're not a threat. They having a middle of the road season. Zion's playing a little bit more games, but they may win a first round game, but I don't see them getting past the second round. Because one thing about the West is really, really top heavy, and once you get to the second round, I think that top heaviness is going to weather everybody down. Phoenix, Clippers, Denver, those guys up there, man. When they get hot, I think they're going to be hard to beat.
Outside of Boston and Milwaukee, nobody really just absolutely scares you to death in the East, other than possibly Miami, who I just guess they love the play-in game. Is that their strategy?
That's not their strategy because they don't want to be in the play-in game. They really want to try to get up to 6. But for some reason, when they get to the playoffs, they're a totally different team. You can't take Miami and their seeding because they have the history of competing in big game moments. So other than the top two, Milwaukee and Boston, no one's outside of Miami will even scare me. So I expect 2 of those 3 teams to go to the finals. Boston, Milwaukee, or Miami. Man. To the Eastern Conference Finals, that is.
All right, got one more question for you, and then I'm going to have to say goodbye and let you go rest and get feeling better. How you feeling about your Reds after opening week?
Hey, man, it's baseball. Me, a nice cold drink, and watching baseball. Look, I like baseball so much, I'm going back and watch the first 2 games that I didn't see. I saw the first game, but the second 2 games I didn't see, I'm going to watch those again. Man. As if I didn't see them or know the result.
Hey, dude, but the Reds, that team is going to be able to hit this year, man.
Hitting is not the problem. Our problem is always going to be pitching.
Yup.
That's our problem, pitching. And that division is going to be rough, man. We're going to beat up on each other. That's going to be a tough division.
So did you watch the game? You didn't get to see Will Benson and what he did yesterday, did you?
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay, you did. Man, that dude loves hitting home runs in the 9th inning, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. That's
a 6-1 since last season.
Okay, Johnny, I heard you talk to Crane, man, and you never made a pick. Who are you going with, the Dark Evil or Caitlin Clark?
I think I'm going to have to go with Caitlin Clark.
Okay. All right.
I love me some LSU because they got that little Haley Von Lith girl. They got Angel Reese. They got that freshman who can flat out just get to the rack and then shoot those threes. Kim Mulkey is crazy as all get out, and I like that because she has such a big personality. But I do, for some reason, kind of want to see Caitlin Clark make it to the Final Four, a championship game like she did last year. But she's going to get beat by South Carolina.
I don't know. South Carolina been kind of sketchy.
They've been sketchy. They've won a couple close games.
Yeah, they've been kind of sketchy. So, if when you play in the game, anything can happen. But, it's going to be a great game. I'm going to camp out at my favorite watering hole at 5 o'clock, wait for the game to start at 6, and it's going to be nice.
Man, they need to give you free cocktails up there.
You know what? Nothing. I haven't had a drink this year, man. I've been drinking water.
Congratulations. Have you lost some weight?
I'm just doing it. There's no reason. That's just not.
Well, have you lost any weight?
Of course I have. You haven't seen me lately.
Man, I can't wait. I'm going to have to come check you out then, fool, man. Be blessed, Terry, man. Everybody follow him at Terry D515. Read his work in the new Tri-State Defender. Take care, homie.
Be good, my brother. Talk to you next time.
That is Terry Davis. We're going to take a quick timeout. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Moving is stressful, but Black Tie Moving can take the worry out of the process. Whether you're moving across town or across country, moving your home or your office, your personal moving concierge from Black Tie Moving will work with you to design a plan that perfectly fits your budget and needs. And they're available 24/7 to answer any questions you have. Give Black Tie Moving a call at 901-316-6196 or go to blacktiemoving.com/Memphis to get your personal, no obligation quote from the moving experts at Black Tie Moving.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. If you need a new roof for your home or business, we hope to hear from you and will work hard to earn your business. We are experts and certified in residential and commercial roofing, siding, and gutter installation. I have been serving the Memphis area for over 20 years, and now with 2 of my sons working with me, we plan to be here for years to come. So if you need a roof, please give us a call. On a personal note, what a great time it is to be a Memphis sports fan. With the Grizzlies and the Redbirds and 901 FC, not to mention Tigers football and basketball, it's going to be a fun year. Thanks to Coach Silverfield and Coach Hardaway and their staffs for their dedication to the student and athletes, the University of Memphis, the City of Memphis, and us fans. Fiveash Roof Services, a proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. Fiveash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Yo, Mark, long time no see. You still down at Dyer's?
Man, I'm not down at Dyer's. I'm out at Collierville Historic Town Square.
When'd you move out there?
We've been out there for about 13 years. We've got the shops, the park. We got the train the kids like to play on.
You still cooking those burgers the old-fashioned way?
Man, we're still flattening out those hamburger balls on a slab of marble and skillet frying them the old-fashioned way like they've been doing for 100 years.
Dude, you still have those onion rings.
Man, they're fantastic. Hand-breaded, served up just right.
I loved those milkshakes. Please tell me you're still doing those.
Man, we are hand-dipping those shakes, putting them in the old glass in the shake tin, served the old-fashioned way.
You got any new items out there I need to know about?
We're just doing a lot of gourmet sandwiches. We've got farm-raised catfish straight out of the Delta. We've got some hot tamales from Pasquale's Tamales out of Helena, Arkansas.
Man, are they served in the husk?
What those guys like to say, they're so good, you'll suck the shuck.
Go see my buddy Mark at Dyer's Cafe in Collierville's historic town square.
Syntec Premium Full Synthetic Motor Oil is formulated for today's engines. Available only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is hard to believe, but the Hyundai Santa Fe is actually better. I know, that's crazy, isn't it? The 2024 Santa Fe is new, top to bottom, and even better than before. It's almost as big as the Palisade, so roomy, and now it's got a standard third row. Everybody's clamoring for that. And it's the best SUV when it comes to the ride than ever before. You know how with SUVs you love it because you're sitting high, but you don't get that luxury kind of ride like a sedan? You do with the 2024 Santa Fe. It's the best riding SUV ever, and it's quiet. It's the ultimate family car. All you've got to do to be sold is to test drive it. The people at Homer Skelton Hyundai are saying, come try it. You'll love it. Homer Skelton Hyundai, right at the corner of Highway 78 and Craft Road. First exit in Mississippi. Go see the ultimate SUV, the 2024 Santa Fe.
Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy, Johnny Radio, hanging out with Brian Dacus. Pretty excited, man. You know what we're doing today?
I don't. What are we doing today?
I'm giving away something. You know, I like to give away things. I'm giving away a bunch of things, actually.
Okay.
I'm going to give away tickets to World Wing Fest.
All right.
It's the 22nd annual World Wing Fest contest and festival. Yes, that's happening on April 20th. Today's April Fool's Day.
Sure is. So
I'm not pulling any jokes,
okay,
bro.
Good.
I'm being straight with you. I'm going to give away some tickets today again. This all benefits the Ronald McDonald House. You can go to worldwingfest.com right now. Go to worldwingfest.com and you can get your tickets. General admission tickets. You can get VIP tickets. The VIP tickets are fully catered with tons and tons of food. And then also, of course, an open bar. You know what I'm saying? There's also, for all those teams out there, there's about 60 teams competing. If you want to compete, you need to go to worldwingfest.com right now and register your team to win. There's $10,000 in cash prizes on the line. There's going to be 2 tents. And I'm talking about for the concerts. That's right, all day long. There's going to be music out there. 2 different styles. On one side's going to have this, little blues action. The other side's going to have a little rock and roll. Wings are going to be cooking. There's a wing eating contest. All this is going down on 4/20. That's April 20th. It's downtown at River Garden Park. That's right between Jefferson and Union Avenue. You head on down there. So again, go to worldwingfest.com to get your tickets. The cool thing is your tickets, the money you spend, all the money you spend down there, that all goes to the Ronald McDonald House. So you can have a damn good time and do some real good, because Ronald McDonald House helps those families and those children who go to St. Jude from all across the country. They need places to stay. Those kids need to have their families with them. Like, love is very, very important in this time. Ronald McDonald House allows families to stay together while their children, get the care that they need and deserve from St. Jude. So the Ronald McDonald House is a wonderful organization. Again, this will benefit the Ronald McDonald House Charities of Memphis. It is huge. It's going to be fun. It's going to be entertaining. And if you text me 901-360-8255, that's the Sissy's Log Cabin texter and listener line. You text me right now your name, and 2 people are going to get 2 pair of tickets. But you just got to text me your name and your email address. Name, email address. I want wing tickets. And then you also have to tell some friends to go to worldwingfest.com and buy tickets. Again, the proceeds go to the Ronald McDonald House. Great charity. On the other side, we are going to be talking all things college basketball. We might talk a little women's basketball. I got to bring up, like some of the stuff that I saw over this weekend. Some games that I thought were pretty important. Pretty crazy. Like, how lucky, I'm going to ask y'all realistically, how lucky is Duke and NC State that Jamal Shead sprained his ankle? Because Houston was about to run them boys out the gym, son. Jamal Shead, gruesome high ankle sprain, terrible. Talk about a bad timing. Houston was slapping Duke around left and right. They didn't even know what to do. And they took the Big 12 Player of the Year out of the equation. They didn't really have a guard to go out there and run the offense and understand. I mean, this dude has been there forever. He knows Kelvin Sampson. Kelvin Sampson knows him. He knows how to run the offense. He's just a super player. And damn, man, I got to say, honestly, Duke and NC State both lucky that he injured himself, because I think they'd be playing Purdue if that didn't happen. So sad news for Houston fans. Sad news for Houston bettors. That was painful losing Shead, man. Everybody was celebrating. It was just, they were just dropping Duke, man, it was ugly. And then he sprained his ankle, and I almost cried. So we're going to talk about the tournament. We're going to talk a little baseball. And don't forget, I got some crazy stories from Hardenwood. We might get a P. Diddy update, And then we also got to talk about Rashee Rice. His driving skills are questionable. I got some Mike Tyson news with the Jake Paul fight thing that's going on in Netflix. Kind of actually disappointing news and some surprising shockers. So don't touch the dial. We're back in 2 shakes. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Do you want a greener, more weed-free lawn? If you're like me, you can't stand the sight of dandelions, clover, or especially crabgrass. Hi, I'm Brandon Hawley, president of Lawn Solutions. We are your locally owned and operated weed control and fertilization company. We are also experts in disease and insect control on your lawn and landscape. Our uniformed technicians are full-time, year-round licensed and certified by the state of Tennessee. Lawn Solutions' personalized service is far more superior to that of national companies that promise but simply cannot deliver. We return phone calls, we keep appointments, and we want your business. What we will not do is bother you with endless phone calls or junk mail. Lawn Solutions will not sell you something your lawn doesn't need. If you're looking for a local lawn care company to kill your weeds and feed your grass, then Lawn Solutions is the finest. Call us at 867-5626. That's 867-5626. Or go online at LawnSolutionsInc.net. From our family to yours, we want to thank you for your business.
You've been having a good time at Mugshots Grill and Bar in Olive Branch. Soon you'll be having a good time at a brand new Mugshots. Mugshots Grill and Bar is opening their first Tennessee location at 656 West Poplar in Collierville, where you can try one of Mugshots' 19 specialty burgers, including the Mugshot Burger. Finish it in 12 minutes and it's free, plus you get a free t-shirt. So cheers to great food, good drinks, and fun company at Mugshots Grill and Bar, where you're always having a good time.
Getting your biggest tax refund from Jackson Hewitt can lead to some spirited reactions.
Jackson Hewitt, yeah!
Jackson Hewitt is so sure they'll get you your biggest refund that if they don't, you get your money back plus $100.
Jackson Hewitt, yeah!
Switch to Jackson Hewitt and we'll beat what you paid last year, even if you filed online.
Yeah!
Ain't nothing to it. Switch to Jackson Hewitt and pay less for tax prep, guaranteed. Proof of prior year payment required when filing. New clients only at participating locations through April 7th. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com.
At Sunrise, both on Jefferson and Poplar, we understand that a lot of the early morning crowd is not early morning at all. We're talking about the heroes that work the overnight shift. These are people that keep the world turning while we sleep. That's why both Sunrise locations have a full bar. If you have a long day ahead of you, you probably want coffee. But if you've been working all night, you might just want a drink. Not only do both Sunrise locations have every cocktail you could want, they also both feature a Bloody Mary bar with a huge selection of fixins. If you just got off work at Sunrise, come have a drink at Sunrise.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy, Johnny Radio. It is Monday. It's April 1st.
April Fool's Day.
Do you have a great April Fool's Day memory?
Can't say I do.
Really? Like not one April Fool's like stood out over any of them?
I mean, I'm sure I could, dig deep and find something, but nothing that I can, that just comes to my mind off the bat.
Man, I had a April Fool's event that was so awesome, it's not even funny. I saw the Grateful Dead, April 1st and 2nd, here in Memphis, Tennessee at the Pyramid. I think that was 94. How old were you then?
In 94?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, John. I was negative...
Oh, you weren't even born yet?
7 years old, 6 years old.
Deadlock was like bumping back in the day. You don't even understand.
You're right, I don't.
The smells, the woo, man, it was some good stuff back then, man. But speaking of good things, I got some winners. My buddy Robert, he's got tickets to World Wing Fest. I'll be giving them away all week. All the way up into April 20th, I'm going to be giving away tickets. So listen, all you have to do is text the Sissy's Log Cabin and Listener and Text line. When I ask you, bing, bang, boom, you're going to send me the email. I'm going to send you some Wing Fest tickets. And again, don't forget, the 22nd Annual World Championship Hot Wing Contest and Festival this April 20th, River Garden Park. Proceeds go and help the Ronald McDonald House. You can get your tickets at worldwingfest.com. There's $10,000 in cash prizes for the teams that are entering. And if you want to be one of those teams that competes for the World Championship and the $10,000 in cash prizes, you better go to worldwingfest.com right now and register, like ASAP. Now, it is time to talk a little bit of basketball with my good buddy Bryant Dacus. This is crucial. We had some wild games this weekend. We had a little controversy. We had some things that were absolutely insane, and we are going to break them all down. But before I do, I got to tell you a little something else. Kind of a little teaser here for you. Have you seen The Iron Claw, by the way, Mr. Bryant Dacus?
No.
Well, it is a movie. It is from the studio that brought you Uncut Gems. I know you've seen that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, now comes The Iron Claw. It's the unbelievable true story of the Von Erich brothers who built a wrestling dynasty. If you watch Iron Claw, you're going to get to see Zac Efron. Oh, yeah. And Emmy Award winner Jeremy Allen White. And I said Zac Efron because this is a great time to get the Iron Claw and watch the Iron Claw. You've been watching basketball and baseball all weekend long. Tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, there's nothing really going on in the sports world other than the NBA and Major League Baseball. And heck, the NBA playoffs are around the corner, so you don't have to see it. You can actually watch a movie with your girl and get back in her good graces. Check out the Iron Claw. She gets to check out Zac Efron because every woman wants to check out Zac Efron. And you get to watch a movie about wrestling. You can get the Iron Claw on Blu-ray and DVD now from A24 and Lionsgate. I'm going to ask later on in the program somebody to send me a text. When I say, who wants the Iron Claw? You text me at 901-360-8255. That's 901-360-8255. Send me your email, send me your name, send me your information, and I'm going to send you back a code and a way to get the Iron Claw absolutely free. Make sure you keep listening and check out the movie, The Iron Claw. It's going to be awesome. Now let's talk a little bit of hoops. So it all started. It's all been awesome, and it was all a little bit crazy. Friday night, we had the Gonzaga-Purdue game where Purdue just absolutely whipped them. But the one game that really sticks out in my head, I talked about it before the break, was Houston and Duke. Duke survived 54-51, but they did it without Shed. And I just keep thinking to myself, Houston fans have to feel almost cursed, snake-bitten. The way they came out there and dominated the beginning of that game, it just felt like Houston was about to run that bad boy out. And Duke didn't have an answer for him. I mean, it was a perfect start for the Houston Cougars, who scored 16 points off the jump. Did you know that they scored 16 points and then Shed got hurt, and they only scored 6 more points the rest of the first half?
Yeah.
Yes, you heard that correct. They only scored 6 more points the rest of the first half, and they still only lost the ball game by 3. Duke yesterday, giving them laying 7.5, I thought was the craziest line I've ever seen. I'm like, Duke was not going to get past Houston. This will be the third time they met this month. There's no way Duke is 7.5 points favorite, better than NC State right now, especially the way that they're playing. I mean, let's not forget Duke went out in the first round of the ACC tournament. They've been extremely lucky. They got hotter than a firecracker from 3 in one game. That was when they were playing James Madison, and they routed them. Let's not get crazy. That was a 12 seed. And before that, Duke played Vermont. Houston was the right side, by the way, on Saturday or Friday night. It was the right side. Just bad luck happens sometimes when you're gambling. And when Shed went out, that was it. The Cougars, they would have, I think they would have dropped NC State like a bad habit. No offense to NC State.
No, I'm with you.
And I feel like the tournament got robbed because I really would have loved to see if this could have gotten there. I think Purdue and Houston would have been a fascinating game. The way the guards defend, I don't know if Braden Smith and the guards at Purdue would have been able to get anything off. But Houston doesn't have an answer for somebody like Zach Edey. And these are all ifs, ands, and buts and wishes. But damn it, man, that's the one game that sticks out for me this weekend that I'm a little bit irked about. I know Tennessee fans irked about the game against Purdue and Zach Edey camping out for 9 seconds in the lane and getting 22 free throws. He shot twice as many free throws as the entire Vols team. Those things I know were frustrating. I'm curious. Was there a game out there that you saw, Mr. Dacus, that kind of just you're scratching your head, you're still kind of wondering how and why? The Marquette game kind of comes to, if I'm a Marquette fan, I'm like, what the hell was that?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it was certainly disappointing for Houston, what happened against Duke, but I like this Duke team, so I wasn't upset to see them beat Houston, even though I really like Houston. But I thought it was a great weekend of basketball. Some really fun games, some entertaining games. I mean, still shocked that UConn is able to beat Illinois by 25 points. I mean, that's incredible. This UConn team has been unbelievable. I didn't want to believe in them before the tournament started because of, we just haven't seen back-to-back champions in so long, but I mean, they are looking as good as some of the best teams we've seen in the tournament ever, maybe. I mean, this team is unbelievable. And when you talk about blowing teams out just consistently, that was probably the thing that stood out to me the most over the weekend.
I thought also I got to give credit to Clemson. Clemson scared the hell out of me. I had Alabama in that ball game. I had Alabama large, like scary, dumb large. Thank God it got there.
Yeah.
And Clemson is the Tigers, I still haven't figured out how Memphis beat this team.
Caught him at the right time, I guess.
Damn, that Shefflin dude was banging people down low. Him and his little pretty hair and his big old butt. I don't know why he annoys the hell out of me, but he does. But, man, he was playing great. P.J. Hall. My man's he just is a foul machine and got a couple dumb fouls. But my man's a stroker. He didn't have a great game. The little Girardi kid, he came on hot late hitting those threes. I don't know why he wasn't shooting those earlier in the game. Hunter's good. That was just a good basketball team. I was impressed that Alabama was able to actually hold on and survive. And, Mark Sears hitting that three when he did was huge. But I got to go to the forward Pringle. Pringle had the second half of his life.
That's right.
Nick Pringle went the bleep off. He's the dude who shoots the free throw with the one hand.
Ugly as can be.
It's in the tournament.
It's a free throw shot.
What's weird is he swishes it like you wouldn't believe, or he leaves it short every time.
That's right.
It's either a swish or short.
It's either the ugliest shot you've ever seen, or it's
perfect.
the ugliest shot you've ever seen, but it goes in.
Perfectly, it goes in. But, man, I got to give Clemson a lot of credit. They gave Alabama all they wanted and more. I didn't think the game was going to be that close. I thought that Alabama was going to be able to impose their will and their tempo on Clemson. But Clemson did a great job. Held them to 32 points in the first half.
Yeah.
To hold Alabama to 32 points, might have been 35. Damn it. I know it was one or the other. I can't remember who was up at half. I know it was 35-32, and I feel like Alabama, who was losing the whole first half, took the lead. But it might have been just me being elated that they got back in it.
No, Alabama was winning 35-32 at the half, so you were spot on.
Yeah, but in the beginning of the game, Clemson was controlling the pace. They were controlling the tempo. They were making Alabama look, very ineffective. Grant Nelson got in foul trouble early in that ball game, and I was thinking to myself, uh-oh.
Yeah, I mean, Clemson went up 26-13 at about the 8-minute mark. So I
was very freaked out.
Sure.
Can I tell you that much?
Jumped out all over them, but then, late in the game, Alabama started making shots, and on the
Pringle
other side,
went bananas.
Yeah, and Clemson just kind of started to struggle.
Man, he was awesome down low. So, and Griffin can, he can do some things. I don't know, this Alabama team, they got to play UConn, which is the scariest thing that you can imagine. But they were very, very, very effective. And then I just don't know what to say about NC State right now.
Certainly the story of the tournament.
I mean, DJ Burns is awesome. Mm-hmm. You love this guy. You can't help it. He is just, he's been awesome. What he was able to do on Filipowski, the way that they controlled Marquette, the way he distributes and stuff when they were playing that little Oakland team that had the little kid that was just shooting like a maniac. I'm impressed with what we've seen from NC State. And then you go back to the tournament. They went out and won the ACC tournament. And they beat Duke and Virginia and North Carolina.
Let's not forget they had to make a half-court three to beat
that was
Virginia to stay alive.
That's right.
Yeah, and they were down by 3 with 5 seconds left. Just made a wild shot to force overtime. They ended up winning in overtime to keep their season alive.
Wasn't it a bank? Went it off the glass?
It was a crazy shot.
It was Horn who shot it too.
Yeah, it was, and they go to
overtime. And it was a double clutch.
And that's right. They went to overtime. They won. I can't remember if that was their first game or if that was the semifinals, but that was a big game for them.
I do remember that game because I had NC State, and when he hit that shot, I said, oh my God, thank you.
I mean, who would have thought watching that with Virginia was at the line with 5 seconds left, up 3. I forgot who was shooting. He misses the free throw. I mean, if you're sitting there before that free throw, even after the free throw, and someone tells you, hey, this team's going to be in the Final Four, I mean, you would have said you're crazy. But here they are.
Yeah, you would have said...
and their women's team's in the Final Four. Or was in the Elite Eight.
The women's team did make the Final
Four.
Four
they
this
won.
weekend.
Yeah. So how about that?
Whoa, I didn't even think about that because that didn't because I've been thinking about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Like, is this considered basically like the Angel Reese LSU Caitlin Clark game? Is this like evil on evil?
I mean, it might. Yeah, might be
like the dark side versus the dark side.
Yeah. It really
nobody really likes Caitlin Clark anymore, and nobody likes LSU. I like it. I'm excited about this game. But again, back to again, you're right. There was and also, don't you remember? Didn't Virginia with like 40 seconds, the dude miss a layup?
Yeah, they were missing like everything. It was rough. Yeah, that was in the semifinals. Won 73-65 in overtime.
They outscored them. About 8 points, obvious, but I think like they held the Virginia Cavaliers like 5 points in the damn overtime.
Let's see. 15-7 in overtime. Incredible.
Yeah. And now they play Purdue.
Right.
And now I'm getting 8.5 points. And how do you not take NC State? And if you wait, which I think you will, I think this sucker's going to get to like 9.5 possibly. I love me some DJ Burns. I definitely think if you've taken UConn, you jump on him today. Don't you feel like that's progressively going to get bigger?
With you. Yeah.
I definitely think it's going to get a lot bigger. Now, lot of wonderful stuff that went around the NCAA tournament. We're going to talk about it all week. We got different guests. We're going to break down the games. We're going to get ready to gamble and do all that wonderful stuff. Do want to ask you, though, Bryant Dacus. DJ Burns, who's becoming, because we talked about Zach Edey, NBA. He's going to get his opportunity. Don't know if he's going to be a lottery pick, but he will get a chance. He's 7'4", 300 pounds, very, very soft touch, can shoot free throws.
I'd be shocked if he's a lottery pick.
Yeah, I would be too, but I'm just saying that was kind of the question going around after the Vols game. Oh my God, is this guy a lottery pick?
No chance.
No
chance.
But he's going to get his shot, and I'm kind of curious though. Do you think DJ Burns gets a shot? Is he going to be in the G League? Is he just another version of Snack Lofton? Is he just a kind of a fatter version of Snack? Because he reminds me a lot of Snack.
Sure. I mean, certainly, I don't think he'll get drafted. I mean, maybe super late in the second round. But he'll be picked up by somebody. I mean, if he wants to play in the G League, he'll play in the G League and could, have a nice career.
Is he going to be like a Snack Lofton, a G League All-Star?
He could. Certainly. I mean, he moves extremely well. Everyone, talks about that.
Soft touch.
Yeah. So, I mean, the only thing about him is for his size, he doesn't rebound the ball very well. And
it's
so
because
it's really
he's vertically challenged,
right? So it's either scoring
jumping
and then
out the gym.
Defense is pretty much all you're getting from him.
By the way, I haven't seen him dunk a basketball game in this tournament.
I don't think I have either. So yeah, I mean, certainly we'll get a shot. I mean, there's definitely going to be a G League team out there that's like, if he doesn't get drafted and put on a two-way, there's going to be a team out there if he wants to play that's like, yeah, we'll definitely take him because he's now the story of the tournament.
He is the story of the tournament. Now, one other thing I wanted to ask you, Dacus, before I move into some Hardwood and all those wonderful stories here on the other side. Major League Baseball, opening week, anything that basically makes you excited or kind of just pisses you off?
Wow, I love how you threw that out there. Everything, I think, makes me excited and at the same time pisses me off.
No, you're very, very unhappy.
My Cardinals had an opportunity to win 2 games against the Dodgers and brought in John King last night on ESPN and blown save and lost the game. So that was awful. I hated that. Juan Soto looks good in pinstripes.
Dude, can I tell you something? Hello, New York.
So does Mookie Betts.
Did you see what I mean? Mookie Betts is just ridiculous.
Well, I'm just excited because when we made picks on Sports Time, those were my MVPs. Was
both of
Mookie
them?
Betts and Juan Soto.
Dude,
So I'm feeling good.
Mookie has been playing a nasty shortstop.
4 home runs in 6 games? Crazy.
Hitting bombs like it's going out of style. And he remember he had 2 bombs that he should have hit. He hit one when he was over in Korea. But remember how big that park was?
It was a massive park.
There were 2 of them that I thought
That's
were
right.
100% gone. This man could have 6 bombs already. But no, what Soto did in game 1, he threw out, remember, the potential tying run at the plate. He did it with his defense. He also had an RBI in that game, was 1 for 3 with 2 walks. Game 2, my man went 3 for 4, including the go-ahead bases loaded walk in the 7th inning. Dude has a great eye. A lot of people get mad at him. Remember the Padres organization said they wish he would swing more?
Yeah.
Dude is a walking machine. He has one of the best eyes in baseball. Then in game 3, he hit the go-ahead homer off Brian Abreu in the 7th inning.
Mm-hmm.
It was a line drive that didn't get higher than 10 feet that hit the wall in left field. Did you see that thing?
I did.
That was a missile.
So I was reading something last night because it was like a story on MLB.com. It was like overreactions and overreactions of the weekend or whatever. And it was this one of their writers went on social media and found the wildest takes from the weekend and from fans and did it and said if this was an overreaction or not an overreaction. And he was talking about Juan Soto. Someone tweeted about Juan Soto, and in this story he was like, the wild thing is Juan Soto is the same age Aaron Judge was when he won Rookie of the Year. And this happens to me every year, John. It's like clockwork. It's a tradition. I'm always like, wait, how old is Juan Soto? And then I look it up to find out that he is 25 years old. It's only a year older than me and a couple of months. So I would say the thing that pissed me off the most all weekend was learning and relearning every year that Juan Soto is 25, only 1 year older than me. It's got to be one of the most disappointing traditions that I have and depressing traditions I have. Soto hit 22 home runs for the Nationals the year I graduated from high school. So
dude's already got 161 in his career, and he's not even 26 years old.
Yeah.
By the way, I didn't even tell you what he did.
Depressing.
I didn't even tell you the best part of Juan Soto from the weekend.
What's that?
That was yesterday. Of course, he went 3 for 5, and he's a baller. But he knocked in the winning run with 2 outs in the 9th inning off Josh Hader.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Bro, this dude is unbelievable. So, he's got a hit or a walk in all 4 games. Mm-hmm. He threw a dude out at the house. He walked in the game tying run in the 7th inning in game 3. Hit for the winning run with 2 outs in the 9th inning off Josh Hader in game 4. Game 2, he walked with the bases loaded to score in that one. The dude's just late innings is making plays. Mm-hmm. Right now, that looks huge. But I will say, I'm still worried about this Yankees team. Everybody's already crowning them. I was listening this morning to my man Wolo and Zach. They all, Zach's all Yankee happy, Yankees.
I mean, how could you not after that weekend?
I mean, they started 4-0. It's really early, like you said, and they still have some issues with that staff.
They do. Also, my favorite thing from this weekend was I was watching the Yankees and the Astros game, and Juan Soto got a hit, and the guys that were doing the game were like, man, he's already looking great in pinstripes. Man, he just looks great in pinstripes, because that's what they call the Yankees, the pinstripes, whatever. Wasn't wearing pinstripes. The Yankees were wearing just gray jerseys, and so that was hilarious.
That is kind of funny. Speaking of hilarious, on the other side, we are going to be doing a little Hardwood where it feels so good. And don't forget, I'm going to be giving away on that other side during Hardwood tickets to not tickets. I'm giving you the movie, The Iron Claw.
I heard people cried when they watched it.
The Iron Claw?
Bawled their eyes out.
Really?
Grown men bawling their eyes out. You know who Zach Bryan is, the singer?
Uh-huh.
His girlfriend, or at least the girl he was dating, said that they went and watched it together and that she looked over at him towards the end of the movie and he was just bawling his eyes out. I've heard it's a great movie.
Man, I can't wait to give it away on the other side, but you can get your copy. Don't forget, all you have to do is go to A24 in Lionsgate, get the Iron Claw on Blu-ray and DVD now. We're back in 2 Shakes with a little Hardwood on Sports 56 98.5 FM.
Start your day with Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10, right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Hello, Memphians. Wake up each and every Tuesday morning weekly to Cup Club Early Morning Show. Cup Club Early Morning Show each and every Tuesday morning weekly, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. right here on AM 56. Hosted by former Arkansas State Red Wolves Hall of Fame fullback Ricky Jemison. Enjoy special guest interviews, top sports local, nationally, and Monsters Game Pro Football League updates. Cup Club Early Morning Show right here on AM 56.
DQ presents the sound of BOGO-free Blizzard treats in the DQ app. It's the sound of downloading the DQ app, redeeming the sweetest BOGO-free Blizzard deal, telling all your friends, and heading to DQ. For BOGO-free any-size Blizzard treats only in the DQ app for a limited time. Download it today. At participating locations, limitations apply. DQ. Happy tastes good.
Hey, I got a question for you. You hate bending over to put on your shoes? Wish you could just put them on standing or sitting without ever having to touch them? If so, then I have the shoe for you. Introducing new hands-free Skechers Slip-ins. With new Skechers Slip-ins, you just step in and off you go. You don't even need to lace up. So how does Skechers Slip-ins work? Well, there's a special smooth comfort pillow in the heel that helps your foot slide right into place. So just step in them and go. Find new hands-free Skechers Slip-ins for the whole family at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
This is hard to believe, but the Hyundai Santa Fe is actually better. I know, that's crazy, isn't it? The 2024 Santa Fe is new, top to bottom, and even better than before. It's almost as big as the Palisade, so roomy, and now it's got a standard third row. Everybody's clamoring for that. And it's the best SUV when it comes to the ride than ever before. You know how with SUVs you love it because you're sitting high, but you don't get that luxury kind of ride like a sedan? You do with the 2024 Santa Fe. It's the best riding SUV ever, and it's quiet. It's the ultimate family car. All you've got to do to be sold is to test drive it. The people at Homer Skelton Hyundai are saying, come try it. You'll love it. Homer Skelton Hyundai, right at the corner of Highway 78 and Craft Road. First exit in Mississippi. Go see the ultimate SUV, the 2024 Santa Fe.
All the wisdom of the universe is in these bones.
Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Happy Monday, everybody. I'm also like a gift-giving fool. You know that?
You are. You love giving gifts. You're like Santa Claus.
I'm also giving love to the people.
Ooh, so you're like Cupid.
And I'm also giving money to the people.
The Tooth Fairy.
Damn, you're good at
Thank
this. I'm like all those in one. Man, I'm so glad you listen. And right now, if you have the Sissy's Log Cabin text or listener line, get it out, 901-360-8255. Send me your email address because you, first one who texts me, is going to be the one who wins the... It's a code. I'm going to email you the code. It's a digital code. You're going to go to a website, put it in, bing, bang, boom. You're going to win for free the movie, The Iron Claw. And Bryant Dake has already told me that everybody and their grandmother, like grown men, were crying when they watched this.
Yeah, I've heard it's great. I've been wanting to see it. I've heard it is a great movie.
It's so dead gum again. And don't forget, this is brought to you by, you know the studios that brought you Uncut Gems?
Great movie.
Great movie. They're the ones who are bringing you The Iron Claw. It's an unbelievable true story of the Von Erich brothers who built a wrestling dynasty. Adele calls it her favorite movie of the year. Again, it's starring Zac Efron. You get your lady, you watch that with you, she's going to love a little Zac Efron.
I mean, if Adele loves it,
yeah,
everyone loves it.
Well, that's the truth. Everybody was. And it has also award winner, Emmy award winner, that is, Jeremy Allen White. So you're going to get the Iron Claw. You can get it yourself. Only one person is going to win it from me today. You can right now get it yourself on Blu-ray and DVD from A24 in Lionsgate. You go take care of that if you don't win. But right now, at the text and listener line, we have a winner. Matt, you have won the ticket, or it's not a ticket. It is a Blu-ray DVD that will be yours. Congratulations. Matt, send me back your email address. You just sent, I want the Iron Claw. Send me back your email address, and the Iron Claw is yours. You know what time it is?
John, I think it's time to talk about what we're going to do in a couple of minutes.
He's stalling.
No, I'm not. Stalling me?
Yeah, we're about to do some
chance.
fun. We're going to go.
I got caught up in the Iron Claw, John. Give me a break.
I don't blame you.
Great movie.
I don't blame you. Great movie.
So I've heard.
Well, lucky people are going to get to watch it before you. I might actually give you a copy if you're nice and get Hardwood out.
Well, what are we about to do, or what are we doing right now, John?
We're going to Hardwood.
This
nailed it.
Good job, son. I'm so proud of you. Pretty wild weekend this weekend. Would you say it was a very interesting weekend?
10 out of 10 weekend, John.
It's a 10 out of 10?
That's right.
The weather was perfect.
Sure was.
Deadgummit, the weather was.
Except those allergies are kicking my tail.
Man, I'm telling you, that's why I've been like pounding Claritin and eating, you know the stuff they make crystal meth out of? Sudafed.
Ah, yes.
Man, I love Sudafed, bro.
You know, John, I haven't gotten it yet. You got to get local honey. That helps with allergies.
Local honey. I have local honey anyway.
You eat a spoonful of local honey, clear you right up.
I put a little bit in my tea, you know what I'm saying?
I hate honey.
You know, a little bit of honey and peppermint tea before you do a bong rip. You can take the biggest bong rip in the world after a little peppermint tea with a little bit of honey. I'm telling you right now, try it out, people. If you're going to take a bong rip today, try that bad boy. Now, hopefully Jake Paul and Mike Tyson aren't taking bong rips, but we do know Mike Tyson loves marijuana. He was actually smoking some on his podcast the other day, and he's getting ready to fight Jake Paul. Is this the reason Jake Paul is minus 360 to beat Mike Tyson? Or, yes, you heard that right. You have to lay $360 to win 100. Jake Paul, they say, is going to beat Mike Tyson. But Mike Tyson's plus 300. Who wouldn't take Mike Tyson plus 300? My man bit off Evander Holyfield's ear. You know what I'm saying? Well, I think it's not because Mike Tyson is smoking weed or it's because he's a lot older than Jake Paul. I think it's because this bad boy, it looks like it's not going to be a professional fight. Do you know what that means?
Oh, yeah, they changed all the rules and stuff.
Well, they use 16-ounce gloves instead of 10. That's one. By the way, Mike Tyson's 57 years old. So that's one reason. Jake Paul's, what, 27?
Something like that.
Well, that means that you're not going to have real judges. Do you know what I mean?
So
if this is classified as an exhibition, the rules change. What does that mean? Again, I just told you, an exhibition doesn't have official judges to score the fight. So basically, you're going to have like some celebrity judges. Which celebrity judge wouldn't be, or like just pretend judge? Again, they're not official judges. They're just like some peeps. They're probably Jake Paul's brother. They're probably Jake Paul's. They're probably whoever has like the winning side for Vegas. Like if more money comes in on Jake Paul, then Tyson's going to win. If more money comes in on Tyson, then Jake Paul's going to win. It could be people like that. They're not professional judges. So they're not beholding to any rules or regulations or real scrutiny. So I don't know, man. I just can't, like, in all honesty, can you see Jake Paul beating even a 57-year-old Mike Tyson? Because I can't. And if he does, I'm going to cry. Because that's Mike Tyson, bro. That's Mike Tyson, man. He'll eat your heart out. He said he will eat your children. This dude's sick. Speaking of somebody sick, Rashee Rice.
Oh, man.
Ooh-wee. Well, he's retained counsel. Wonder when he's going to turn himself in. If you didn't know, there was a very, very disturbing accident in Dallas. It was on the expressway. A Lamborghini and a Corvette, both, who are either registered to, like owned or been rented by Rashee Rice. Both cars are his in some form or fashion. And they were going about 100 miles an hour around some, and then they run into each other, and then they cause a 6-car pileup. According to reports, Rashee Rice and the other people in all the car, and by the way, everybody says Rashee Rice right now was driving the Corvette while his buddies were driving the Lambo. They were street racing. They caused a wreck. They put the life in danger of a 4-year-old boy. They put his mother in the hospital. Like, not good. Street racing, bad. But not only that, they say, I mean, if you've seen the video, I'm sure, on the X, where not only do they cause the wreck, but they get out the car with a quickness, run over to the back. Some people say they were unloading guns out of the back of the car. Did you hear about this?
I did not.
It's reckless speculation. Not very reckless. It's something they're loading, and one of the witnesses said that it was guns. And another one also said they left, and they went and looked in the car, and the only thing that was left in the back of the car was a pair of white cleats. So at least he had his cleats on him in case he was about to run.
Ready
you know
at
what I'm
all
saying?
times, yeah.
Ready at all times to play a little bit of ball. But, man, he's in some serious trouble. And they got video of him and his buddies leaving the scene of the accident. People who are videotaping asking him, hey, you all right? Yeah, I'm all right. Are you just leaving? And they just keep on leaving, and they just keep on rolling, and they rolled out of there. He's retained counsel. It's, he just won the Super Bowl. You're a wide receiver out of SMU. Not like known in football. Like football junkies know who Rashee Rice was. But now, he's a Super Bowl winner. He was the leading wide receiver on the team from their wide receiving core. Travis Kelce led the team in receptions and yards. But he was second behind Kelce and first in that wide receiver room. He was the best wide receiver in the wide receiver room. Young man just got some money and does something stupid. My question is, I asked Jake this. What was the first thing you thought of when you hear that he's left the scene of the accident?
Yeah, you shouldn't be doing that. It's a crime.
I mean, but there's usually a reason that you leave.
Because you're guilty.
Of not just having a wreck, but usually
but more.
Something else.
Yes.
Like you either have maybe guns in the car, drugs in the car.
You certainly don't want to be caught.
Drinking and driving comes to mind.
You don't want to be
by the way,
there
don't
when
do
cops
that,
get
people.
there. Right.
Don't do it. There's Ubers, there's like friends. Shoot. You know how many times I've walked home from the half shell? You can use your damn feet.
Plenty of times.
Many a times. I'm just glad they have security up there. I leave my car overnight and I'll come back and it's always there. That's some love right there.
Yeah.
That's some love right there. Because it's hard to keep a car in Memphis. By the way, the insurance companies are just raking us over the coals lately. Absolutely driving me nuts. Did you hear a very scathing report on Drake May?
Really? No, I didn't see this.
Former grocery bag sacker, Kurt Warner. Remember that?
I do.
Have you seen Unbelievable?
I've not seen the movie, no. I've also heard that's a good movie, too. But I thought when you set this up, I did not think Kurt Warner. I thought you were just going to say, like, there was some video of, like, some, like, bagger, like, just random, like, Kroger bagger being like, this Drake May guy, I mean, give me a break. This guy, they really think he's going to be a top quarterback in the draft, please.
Nope, but Drake May, he says... he's this quarterback, Kurt Warner, again, he knows a little something about football. MVP in the league, Super Bowl winner with the Rams. Remember the greatest show on turf, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, Isaac, Bruce, Torrey Holt, Marshall Faulk. They were balling. Supposed to be Trent Green's team, but he got injured, and Kurt Warner, the guy who was bagging groceries and playing in the arena football, all of a sudden took off MVP. The rest is history. He says that Drake May misses way too many what he calls layups. He says when you get to the NFL, you got to make your layups. You got to make the layups 99% of the time. The reads you're supposed to make are the easy reads. The throws you're supposed to make are the easy throws, the simple ones. And he makes way too many mistakes on those. He misses layups. He doesn't read he says that he doesn't necessarily process the information on the field correctly. He's an immense talent. He looks like a great quarterback, 6'4", only like 215 pounds, but he'll grow into that body. Very fast, can run. But he threw 38 touchdowns and for 4,321 yards in his first year as the starter at North Carolina. Last year, took a dip, only threw for 3,600 yards, 24 touchdowns, threw 9 interceptions, threw more interceptions, less touchdowns, was less effective. And basically, he says the reason was the dip is defenses came in and more prepared for Drake May and trying to confuse him, and he was confused. NFL defenses are a lot more difficult. Do you think he says that he would take, and he says, and I couldn't believe this one, he said Caleb Williams is going 1 no matter what. He says he would take J.J. McCarthy. He said he would take Jaden Daniels and J.J. McCarthy over Drake May. Do you agree with the former grocery sacker?
I am just not really sold on. I don't know. I'm just not sold yet on J.J. McCarthy. I'll be honest.
I'm not sold at all. I would take Jaden Daniels over Drake May all day, every day.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Dude can throw from the pocket. It's gotten better every single year. Completed 72% of his passes last year. Was first in yards, per attempt and completion. I mean, dude was balling. And by the way, let's not forget he can run like a maniac, and he's 6'4" as well.
Yep.
Like, nobody can run like Jaden Daniels that's in this draft class. That dude, Lamar in Baltimore, much better runner. But Jaden Daniels, nasty. So I get it. But J.J. McCarthy, they didn't even throw the football in the second half. One freaking pass when they played Penn State. J.J. McCarthy is getting so much love because Michigan's defense was filthy, and Blake Corum could run like a madman, and he was behind the best offensive line in football. And he still didn't do much. Let's not forget, J.J. McCarthy is the dude who ruined the national championship 2 championship games ago. Not this last year, but the one before that, because he threw 3 interceptions in the first quarter against TCU. Come on, J.J. I like Kurt Warner, by the way. Great dude. But come on, Kurt. I'd say take Jaden Daniels, but not. Like Drake May, the potential alone, for me, has him. Just his ceiling is higher than J.J. McCarthy's. Is it not?
No, I'm with you on that.
You're with me on that. All right. So you didn't bring any stories today, correct? Because I know you got crazy last week.
Yeah, correct. No, I don't have. Maybe tomorrow, John. Maybe tomorrow.
All right, maybe tomorrow. Maybe.
I just can't. I can't believe any of these stories I'm seeing today because it's April Fool's Day. Now, if I see them tomorrow, then I can believe them.
All right. Well, this is a true story. You know Cam Sutton, by the way.
Yes.
Just signed a $33 million with the Detroit, right?
Yeah, I saw this.
You know that they just rescinded his offer. They cut him. His contract is null and void. No 33. He's a former Vol. What a bad weekend for the Vols. Cam Sutton beat up his significant other and now has to turn himself into police. He turned himself on Sunday. Yesterday about 8:30, turned himself in on Easter. So, man, he's in trouble.
Sure is.
By the way, also something happened on Easter that I almost fell over. Do I get even into that? What do you think it made me almost fall over on Easter?
I don't know. I'm kind of scared, but I don't know.
You don't know, but you're scared.
Because, John, I never know where you're going to go. And then when you say something like, should I get into this, it worries me. I don't know where you're going to go with this. Go ahead.
I was probably going to go where, so what was yesterday? I found out yesterday was 2 holidays. I didn't know this.
Yes.
So yesterday, Joe Biden turned Easter into Trans Day of Visibility.
But I think it's always been that.
Nope. He signed it into law, into the books on Saturday night, and it went into effect March 31st, 2024, on Easter. Dude, what are you doing?
Interesting.
It's not interesting. It's freaking ridiculous and stupid. Every single time I turn around, this guy makes me want to freaking vomit. I feel so dumb.
No. It's been March 31st. He just signed a proclamation.
Yes, he signed it.
But it's been March 31st since 2009.
Have you ever heard of that day?
No.
Until he signed it into basically whatever proclamation. In fact, here it is. In witness, I hereunto set my hand this 29th day of March in the year of our Lord 2024, and of the independence of the United States of America, the 248th, blah, 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 blah. Joe Biden signs in to March 31st, 2024 is the first day recognized by the government as Transgender Day of Visibility.
So recognized by the government, I think, is the key word there.
Well, I don't think they need... Anyway, I'll get off that one because I just want to say T's are liars. They're liars. But we're going to take a quick time out. Be back in 2 shakes. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Be sure to follow us at Sports 56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube to watch live video of our shows, stay up to date with station events, and have chances to win prizes. Don't miss out on anything that's going on. Follow us at Sports 56 WHBQ.
Jenkins Floors and More invites you to their retail warehouse where they pass wholesale savings on to you. Jenkins Floors in Hernando, Little Rock, and Cleveland, Mississippi specializes in flooring and carpeting, tile, plantation shutters, and blinds. Jenkins makes your life easy with a 2-week turnaround. Contractors, builders, or family projects, call 662-469-9350 for a free estimate. Owners Timmy and Rebecca Jenkins say hello to Sports 56 fans and look forward to your business.
Looking for a high-efficiency planting solution? The Case IH 2150 Early Riser Planter combines the industry's most accurate planter technologies with a rugged row unit for a fast and uniform emergence. The Case IH 2150 Early Riser operates at your speed and adapts to unique field conditions so that you can maximize your yield potential. Stop in or call Mid-South Ag Equipment at 662-890-3141 to learn more. That's Mid-South Ag, your Case IH Equipment headquarters.
There's an institution in East Memphis that I love talking about. It's the Spirit Shop at 4848 Poplar Avenue, right down the street from Clark Tower, and it looks like a log cabin. It's been around Memphis since 1969 with a family-owned, friendly, knowledgeable sales staff that is just a wonderful place to go. I love going in and talking wine or bourbons, and they've got such great selection. So if you've not visited the Spirit Shop in a while, it's been remodeled. You'll love what you see when you need spirits. Tell Eddie Wollo said hello.
Do you know one of the best things you can do for your employees or family's health? Provide Arctic Clear bottled water. Arctic Clear bottled water is your locally owned and operated bottled water provider. Arctic Clear is 100% natural spring water with free delivery and setup, dependable service, and no long-term contracts. What an easy choice. Call Jeff Manus today, 901-382-2363, or visit arctic-clear.com. Arctic Clear bottled water. Call now, 382-2363. That's 382-2363.
The only power source capable of generating 1.21 gigawatts of electricity is a bolt of lightning.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy, Johnny Radio. We got to talk about what we're going to bet on today. Like, what are we going to bet on? I don't know.
Baseball, John.
There's also women's basketball.
That's right. The Elite Eight.
Dude, wait. Like, as excited as you are over there, are you like, you actually have bets today?
No, I just love sports.
Oh, okay. We have a game starting here in 20 minutes.
The Braves
playing the White Sox. You got Charlie Morton. I think Flexen's pitching for the White Sox. Chris Flexen. And that makes me think that Atlanta will probably beat them by 1,000. Have you seen the Braves hit the baseball lately?
They hit it well, John. They hit it well.
Have you seen the White Sox hit the baseball?
They don't hit the ball.
They don't hit the ball well right now. And Charlie Morton, a vet, crafty vet, I think he's going to be good. I'm going to tell you right now, here's what you do. You take your Atlanta Braves, you go onto your little gambling site, and you take them and you lay 2.5.
Wow, 2.5.
2.5. Minus, if you lay 2.5, it's only minus 120.
Okay.
They're minus 350. I'm not laying 350 to win a hundo.
No, certainly not.
Because it is baseball. But I'll take a risk and lay 120 to win a hundy that the Braves win this game by more than 3 runs. The White Sox are not a good baseball team. And have you looked at the lineup for the Braves? I know everybody talks about the deadgum Dodgers lineup. But, dude, they scored 12, 9, and 4 against the Phillies. Think about that. This is a team that is scoring runs at a ridiculous rate. They've scored 25 runs through the first 3 games. By the way, they also pitch, they field, they do a little bit of it all. And have you seen the White Sox? Like, I mean, I hope you haven't. Like, I really do. If you're a White Sox fan, this is not the year to watch your White Sox. They are awful.
We went to the Redbirds game because they were playing the White Sox AAA team, and Connor's a White Sox fan, so we went and watched the future prospects.
Dude, they lost the first game of the year. They couldn't even hit the ball against the Tigers, and
right.
like 1-0.
It was 1-0. That's right.
Then I feel like they got smoked.
Extra innings they didn't play on Friday. Saturday went to extra innings and they lost, and then Sunday
they lost by one.
They lost again
by one only
on Sunday.
So that means they lost 3 games by only 3 runs.
I guess so. Yeah.
Damn. But the difference is they've scored 8 runs in their first 3 games. Atlanta scored 25.
Right.
They've got the better pitcher on the bump. And I don't know, man. Braves, don't they want to get that taste out of their mouth after that collapse yesterday?
You'd think.
I'm laying the minus the 2.5. I'm also looking at the women's college game. But before I start looking at the women's college game and tell you about who I'm betting on, I got to tell you what you do when you make this money. After you make your money tomorrow, you go to 5880 Goodman Road down in Olive Branch. It's simple. You go down there. Why? Because they have the largest boot showroom on planet Earth. You can get Western boots, work boots, dress boots, you name it, they got it. And they've got it in all different kinds of styles, all different kinds of brands, fashions. It is amazing. They will size you, they will fit you, and they will get you in the perfect boot for you. Plus, they have a ladies' boutique. They got your girl covered. They got your kids covered over in the children's department. And they got you in the men's section. Frontier Western Store, again, 5880 Goodman Road down in Olive Branch, or you can shop online at frontierwesternstore.com. It's easy to navigate. They ship their orders out within 24 hours. Bing, bang, boom. You got it. You got your business. So head on to Frontier Western Store and frontierwesternstore.com. Again, we talked a little bit about some baseball bets. That's one that's at 110. 110.
So you got to get that in.
You got right now 17 minutes, so you need to hurry it up. Get it in. We also have a couple other interesting games. This Astros team, they are 0-4 right now. Is this the first must-win game of the season?
Could be. Certainly need to start winning.
Damn. Like the Astros, we've been waiting for the fall off, man. Nope, they haven't. And then all of a sudden, bam. They are terrible. You also have, a lot of people, not a lot, but, some people have the Yankees and maybe the Diamondbacks playing in the World Series this year. Well, you can watch a really early game because Arizona has the Yankees tonight. That's at 8:40. And then your Cardinals are playing the Padres on the road. Out of those games, there's only one that I would play.
Okay.
And it's got to be the Astros. Like, this is a team that has got to get a win. Mm-hmm. Like, you come to the park today, you can't start 0-5.
Can't.
You really can't. I mean, this is a division that's got Texas, the defending champs. Seattle's got a good pitching staff. And then they do have the Oakland and the Angels who suck. But, man, you can't. Man, you start 0-5, it's going to be a long road to hoe. I know it's early in the season, but this is the first must-win game of the season. And right now, you can get the Astros minus 120. So we're taking the Braves minus 120, minus 2.5. We're taking the Astros minus 120 to win the game. And then we're also betting on Iowa's Caitlin Clark. She's like the college version of MJ, right?
Something like that.
Except she doesn't fly. Did you know that she was trending yesterday, Caitlin Clark?
No, why was she trending?
It wasn't because of her basketball skills. She was dressed in as a normal girl, not a basketball player. And people were saying that she's actually hot.
Oh.
It's pretty interesting.
Huh.
I think she's going to be hot tonight from outside. She's going to rain 11 threes down, and she's going to knock off the defending champs and Angel Reese, Kim Mulkey, and Haley Von Lith. Let's go, Iowa. Let's go, Caitlin Clark. I hope everybody has a wonderful Monday. For Bryant Dacus, I'm John Harden. Get out there, make this world a better place. We're going to see you on the flip side. Peace.
Looking for sports and all